2024. Congratulations, we made it this far. It's the end of the year. This is the last month and beginning of the week in December. Welcome to a brand new dispensation. Some people would say that you still have time to achieve whatever plans that you have made for 2024. So don't assume it's over. It's not over till it's over. Welcome to High Voltage. My name is Mavis Atodume. And of course, this morning, welcome to newspaper reviews and analysis. All right, we will be looking at updated stories from over the weekend. We will also be breaking the new ones to you this morning. We're going to look at several of our favorite dailies here this morning. You can join the program live on YouTube by subscribing at High Voltage News. Please like and share the news, the breaking news and top stories revealing all of the political information that you need to know as a respectable Nigerian and a good citizen of the world. All right. Welcome to the program. You can also call into the studio to share your thoughts and contributions with us this morning. All right. You can also write us on a text message or a WhatsApp message. The numbers that you can call are 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347. I'll quickly take you to the Daily Post this morning. Controversial tax bill. Ohaneze and Nifere and Arewa youths state their position. The tax reform bills seems to be worrying the North a lot. And a lot of people are filled with questions as to why they are so very interested in this particular policy. Every other policy that's been made by this administration had seemed okay with the northern part of the country. But this particular tax reform bill, they are disagreeing very vehemently. Strikes are being staged in about 5 northern cities by next week. It's a lot going on. So a lot of people are filled with questions as to what's going on and why they are having such a quick reaction, a very displeasant reaction about this. Also, over the weekend, you are aware of the romance between Nigeria and France, considering that the president went there and a bunch of big deals were signed. The languages that were coming out were weird. Everything about that trip was weird, considering that other countries are breaking ties with the French people and asking them to leave their countries from experienced years of suppression and abuse. Now, we are wondering why our president is embracing a country that Chad is asking to leave, Burkina Faso, Mali, and too many other countries are asking these people to leave them alone. Burkina Faso has just dismantled the French military base that is in its country and renaming its country and reclaiming its country. So we wonder what this romance between Emmanuel Macron and President Tinubu is about. Let's see. Start taking calls. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. All right, such a wasted effort. Please, you can join the conversation this morning. Please call the studio lines 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347. All right, to be a part of the reviews this morning. Still on the Daily Post, interview hunger. All right, UN's 82 million Naira project by 2030 may be child's play, says MPF President Bitrus. All right. Also, Gowon is telling lies against Ojukwu, says oh no. All right. Let's see. There's something a little more interesting on the Daily Post this morning. All right. Let's move over to the Premium Times and see what's good over there. Okay, I think I found something. Minister unveils plan to tackle malaria. Antimicrobial resistance in Nigeria. We have also seen headlines that have claimed that uh, children who are recently born in the country are being given anti-malaria vaccines. I'm trying to investigate that, see if we can bring some doctors into the house and have them explain the entire process to us, if it's really a thing, and how they came up with this. What does the vaccine contain? What the disadvantages are? Let's know what it is that's going into our babies. And of course, that is a very beautiful innovation and invention if they found a vaccine that can prevent malaria. I mean, we've dealt with this disease long enough as a continent. I'm thinking by now we should have found something very close to that. So, but it's still in the works. All right, let's see if we can move forward. Nigeria's preterm babies battle for survival amid rising medical costs. You don't even have to tell anybody that. Healthcare in this country is now a privilege, and only the high and mighty can now afford healthcare in this country. And it didn't used to be like something that was free for all any time anyways, but it was classist than it is now. It's become really classist. To medical care in this country, you must be something for you to go to. And this is for us. We get to use the penchants on the road, the pharmacies, on the pharmacy store, the drugstores on the road. Most times unqualified, but we are a society that have learned to depend on that over time. So now, to even get attention, to be looked over by a medical professional, you have to purchase a card that is not anything lower than 8,000 naira in any hospital, be it general, private, public, whatever hospital that is. You really need to pay that. And back in this country, there was a time certain hospitals, government hospitals, where such consultation fees for medical bills were being subsidized by government, which is why they were known as government hospitals, because the average man could go there and get some help. But even those hospitals have now become even a place where privileged people only will get the best care, if any. All right, let's move on. Article speaks on Tinubu's tax reform bills. Everybody seems to be interested in this bill. Anyways, if you know why this tax bill and its tweaking might affect everybody so terribly, please share your views with with us this morning. All right, a particular sect in the country seems very displeased with this tax bill. Who knows why they are so uninterested? They feel very attacked by this particular tax reform bill. I don't know why that is, but I'm trying to make sense of it this morning as well. All right, let's see. NAFDAC rejects Lagos government's claim over Sachet water destruction video. All right, there's a lot going on in Lagos at the time, with Sanwo-Olu under a lot of scrutiny for actions that are happening in his government, of course, in-house counsel. All right, with him dismissing his aide for speaking up and revealing information about the NSAS protests and the people who participated and the things that had happened to them. And he made some very outrageous claims in his documentary. Uh, and the Lagos state government has been trying to give him hell for it. All right, but that goes on to also talk about the the harassment that citizens are facing in this country. Soyombo Fisayo, who was taken away by security agents, precisely the army. This was revealed to us on Friday, where we found out he had already been held in the army custody for about 3 days before we were aware that he was taken. And of course, what did he do? Because he ran an investigative journalism in our oil and gas industry and made some shocking discoveries. You need to read up on the things he found out about oil bunkering and all the terrible things that they were doing with our crude in this country. And he's indicted a bunch of agencies and security people. And of course, they had him kept, and the army released a statement as to him being picked up during an investigation, and that was how he got into the picture. There was a lot going on, but of course, during the weekend, we also heard that they let him go. All right, but it doesn't make sense, because this wouldn't be the first time we've seen situations whereby intimidation were meted out on people who were obviously displeased by the actions of government, and government in their own power taking action on those people. But I'm saying, in a good governance, would there be need for this much hushing of the people? Would you need to hush people so badly if you are doing so fantastically? If you don't think you should be criticized, uh, what are you doing to protect that sentiment that matters to you so much? If you care people that you're taking care of, reflect what you're doing to them. Why do you care when we disagree? Hope Uzodinma moves a rep from Abuja to Imo State for criticizing his government. We're living in the present day Nigeria. This is our story. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mavi.
Greetings to you.
How are you doing this morning?
No problems.
Okay. My name is Amos Chuku.
You're welcome.
Okay. Amos Chuku is reaching you from Izaga, in the local government area of Ebonyi State. I would just want to comment about the northern governors, criticizing the new tax regime, right?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, what I want to say is this: why they're not criticizing this? Why? Because if you look at the history of this country, the northern part of Nigeria have ruled this country during military, even the democratic regime that we are in now. Why crying foul? Why everything is not organized? Why everything not organized in Nigeria? Any little thing that is not coming their way, they kick against it. Do you know that this northern government imposed Mr. President upon this country? I know how it happened. Even a former president, Buhari was not even interested in nominating the current president, Bola Tinubu, as a flag bearer of APC.
Really?
Yes, I know what happened. It wasn't his candidate, but because of the interference, the meddling of the northern governors, that he just the man just left them. He maintained calmness over that issue, and let their own interest play over. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm thinking.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that the northern part of God should not be crying foul. They should allow this new tax regime to come in place.
But Amos, it's unfortunate that it seems that when the North backs, everybody gets to action, because as at this morning, the reps have suspended that bill indefinitely because of all these ruckus coming from the northern governors. So
that's what we are talking about in this country.
Yes.
Because this nepotism of a thing and the northernization agenda, it baffles me whether we are still a one country. Yes, anything that that is not in favor of the North, the president and the House of Reps will come against it. So that is about that. Then about I think the man that was manhandled.
Yes.
Because of he criticized the governor of Lagos State.
Yes.
I think I'm right.
Yes, you are. But there's been a lot of that. There's one in Kano, there's one in Hope Uzodinma. So there's so many governors who are harassing citizens who are speaking against them.
You have to know one thing. In this country, this is just a microcosm of what is going on in Nigeria.
Of course, this is your opinion of things.
Yes, the government of the day doesn't want anybody to come against them or to own them in any way. Right? That is why you see all this is happening. They don't want any critics, and they fail to understand that criticism is a tool for personal development. When democracy, I don't see the reason why we should, manhandle anybody that, make his or her, observation
That's right.
over their
That's right.
maladministration. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Let us see it again tomorrow.
Thank you, Amos. Thank you for calling into the program. This intimidation and abuse of human rights in this country is taking a different tone, especially in this particular administration. The boldness at which public servants are intimidating their constituents and citizens and journalists precisely for doing their jobs. This is becoming something else. Fisayo Soyombo was picked up while he was investigating the Port Harcourt refinery, which have caused a lot of ruckus because of all the stories and all the untruth that has come out from the Port Harcourt refinery. What a shame that we live in a country where our leaders would rather perform than actually do their jobs. Everybody's looking out for applause. Everyone is looking out to be kissed for not doing anything. It doesn't make sense. You want us to become dummies and sing you praises for not doing anything. You don't want us to ask questions. You're trying to turn us into robots that you put on command. You don't want us to think for ourselves. This is absolutely unfair. All right. Now, talking about the northern governors and the impact they have on our politics, perhaps we should have asked them to please become seriously uncomfortable and put this level of concern on so many other policies that this administration had said. If I had known that the reps would suspend the tax reform bill indefinitely because these guys came together and became agitated about it. I wish they were agitated when the subsidy removal was not carried out properly. I was hoping they would be agitated when the fuel situation. I hoped these people would be agitated when their people were being aggravated. You would have thought that these northern governors who have now suddenly become very interested in this tax reform bill, it seems someone just triggered them with this tax reform bills. Everybody's hands is on deck, and real quickly there's a response because it's been suspended indefinitely. That is some power. And now you will think that they would apply these power in so many other things. You will think that the national greed that kept their people in darkness for almost 1 month, you would have thought that they would collectively become so agitated and cause this particular kind of response. This sudden judgment, these sudden reactions we get in this country is only when a certain class of people are affected. As long as it's just the general populace, anything can happen. It doesn't matter what the precedents for the policies are. It doesn't matter what the rules are. Anything can happen. But so long as the arrangement doesn't affect a certain group of people, everything is fantastic. This is not fair. Good morning.
I call back Mavis. This is the voice of Amos.
All right, welcome back, Amos.
Okay. Something just caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
The issue of Mr. President and the President of France.
Okay.
A bilateral agreement.
Yes.
Trying to sell Nigeria outside the world, the international community. What is going on in Nigeria is that we have foreign commissions in Nigeria. However, the president is trying to hide what is going on in Nigeria.
Okay.
No matter how he would try to hide it, the truth must emerge. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I call new colonization or new colonialism. This is what is going on in Nigeria. The foreign powers are still, influencing the situation of Nigeria. I think you're getting me.
Okay. But Amos, wait a minute. For how long? For how long? Because every time we keep talking about this new colonization, so we're saying it like someone's still pointing a gun on our heads. Does it mean that our people have no love for our place at this point in time, that we can still be used against ourselves? Is that what we're saying?
My sister, there's no love.
There is no love.
There's no love. In fact, there is identity crisis in Nigeria. You understand me? The
Identity crisis.
Because
How
I'm
is
not saying
that?
that amalgamation of Nigeria is a fraud. Yes, I'm saying this without any contradiction. The amalgamation of Nigeria is a big fraud from the West.
But
And that
does
is
it
what
seem
is
so
very hard
difficult?
in
Does it
Nigeria.
seem so difficult? Couldn't we have managed to live together for a while? Oh, Amos, we have managed to live together for a while. The only reason why we're complaining is because a bunch of things are not set in place. But on a very good day, this particular structure has not been so terrible after all. If the things that were supposed to be in place were in place, right? Good morning.
Maybe it's good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Okechukwu from Abano Road.
I greet you.
Thank you. You were asking why the Northerners are against the new tax reform.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm an accountant. The major reason is that, you see, before, the major problem in that tax reform that the Northerners feel is against them is that of VAT.
Mm-hmm.
Because the normal sharing for VAT, therefore, is that if federal government collects the whole VAT,
Mm-hmm.
and federal government will take 20% of the VAT, which they call expenses on collection.
Mm-hmm.
And they will now share the other 80% to the states, according to the 4 criteria that they use in sharing VAT. Those 4 criteria is number 1, IGR, 40%. And, sorry, not 40%. Equitable distribution. That's the equity means bring the 40%, share it equal among the 36 states, including Abuja. Let me bring it how you will understand it because you don't know this long calculation. Let us assume that the state or the country has generated 100 billion as VAT. In the past, federal government will take 20 billion for the cost of collection. It will remain for 80 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Then that 80 billion will be shared among the 36 states, including Abuja, according to the way they share the normal oil money, the FAC. And the way they share the oil money is that they will bring 40%, share it equally among the whole states, bring another 20%, share it according to the IGR they generate, bring another 20%, it according to the school enrollment, and the remaining 20% is shared according to the geography, that's the land mass.
Mm-hmm.
So now, the reform says if federal government gets 100 billion as VAT, instead of taking only 20 billion and sharing the other 80 billion among the states, the new law now says federal government will only take 10%, which is 10 billion. Then from the remaining one, they will give 55% to the states that generated that money, just like they give 13% to the oil derivation states. That's the states where we get oil. Normally we'll get 13% and share that money to the oil producing states. Then the remaining shared among the other states. So they say no, that they want to continue with, don't give any special money to those states where the VAT is being generated.
Okay.
And in the north, they do not have much VAT. They don't generate much VAT because almost 70% of the country gets from alcohol, all these alcoholic beverages.
I am aware.
And alcoholic beverages are not allowed in the north. Have you seen the problem? So that's why they are saying we don't want the new situation where you get a swooping 55% share to this, give to those states that are generating that VAT, just like they get 13% and give the oil producing states before the other one is shared. That's the trouble. That's their problem. Because if it is shared in the new something, the new tax law, it will hurt them badly. Then you are saying, why didn't they come against the removal of fuel subsidy? They will not, because that removal of fuel subsidy benefits governors more than even the federal government. Yes, because the whole money that is removed now, the whole money is now being shared among the 3 tiers of government. according to the way they share their normal finance. So federal government is not retaining even 10 kobo as a result of increase in fuel subsidy removal. So that is why they do not argue against the fuel subsidy removal. In fact, they are very much happy. Almost the whole governors are happy that the fuel subsidy was removed. All of them are happy because they are now getting a very big money, very huge amount. In fact, excess money.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you so much for that wonderful breakdown of how the taxes are shared and how allocations majorly are distributed amongst governors and among states in this country from an accountant. That is Mr. OK giving us that breakdown. You see, the idea is to try to make sense of some of these things. Thoughts and ideas as a people. It helps to see if we are understanding what's really happening to us. And some of us are quite in tune. Some of us are not completely oblivious of the things that are happening here. It's just that you wish that many more people understood how some of these things worked, and that some of us would try to educate ourselves on how these things worked so that we can actually demand for better. It turns out we are at loss. That is the people. The populace are the ones who are at great loss because of their ignorance and on how certain things work. We don't even know our rights. We don't even know the things that we're supposed to know as a people. So how can you ask for better if you don't even know what it is? You know, the saying that if you do better, or if you knew better, you would do better. There's a reason for it. Good morning.
Hello?
You're welcome. Good morning.
Maybe it's good morning, just from above.
Greetings to you.
Maybe it's why is it that whenever it comes to anything that affects the North, they will lobby our lawmakers and they do their bidding. Why?
I don't know. I feel like they have like this powder in their hands where they just, when they are serious, they blow the powder. Everything will change.
and everybody will dance to their own.
I don't get it.
Something that affects we, the Southerners. You see our legislature wobbling like what I don't know. Why?
I don't understand it myself.
If the mechanism they are using in making sure that whatever they want, whatever they desire, they got it. Then what are we saying? We should leave it to them.
I'm telling you, we should, when we need something, we should lobby the northern governors instead as a nation, because they get things done.
We should leave it to them. I don't know why we should be so anxious about getting these things when we know that at the end of the day, they always have their way.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not miserable to our own self? We have lawmakers here. If they were able to lobby and get what they want, we shouldn't be so anxious about what they did, or we shouldn't be so sad. We shouldn't be so sad. They know their bidding and they get their bidding. When it comes to their own, if they want your way, you snub them.
Mm-hmm.
You snub them. So I don't anything about this tax law. If it affects them and they don't want it and they kill the bid, good for them.
We should wait for them.
We should wait for them. You should wait for them. Any bill that does not even favor us, we should also make sure that we kill it.
Can we do that? Can the South do that?
Yes, we have the muscle power.
You believe?
We have the muscle power.
Don't they still have the number advantage in some of these houses?
They don't have all the numbers.
They don't have all the numbers.
They don't have the 2/3 of the number.
Oh, really?
They don't have the 2/3. They only require for them to garner that 2/3 of the number. They require our vote for them to gather it. So why should they be always having their way? It means our legislators are gullible. They are too gullible. They are like cowards. So I don't blame them. If whatever they want to have, once it has their own detriment, they will have it. Let it go that way. Why we remain the fools for them? We are saying it's only what you name your dog will answer.
Mm-hmm.
And if we continue naming ourselves fool, and let us continue to be fool. I don't like all these things. Let them have their way, and why we still wait for them to always have their way? I don't even have a way for ourselves.
This is
Good morning.
good morning to you, my dear. Try to have a good day. It's difficult to put these things together because I remember everybody had something to say about this tax reform bill. People were pleading with the president to not do it. I remember the woman who served under President Bola Tinubu when he was governor of Lagos State came out and said that he was stubborn, that she knew he wouldn't listen. The federal government mentioned that they will not change their thoughts on the bill and that it was going to pass. It has passed its second reading, but as of this morning, the reps have suspended this indefinitely, like it's not coming up again, because the northern governors have screamed. They're like, no, we don't want this. This will tear the North apart. Governor Zulum was in the news over the weekend, reiterating how this bill will destroy them. They won't be able to pay governors. Children will be out of school. So many things have come up, so many arguments. They've staged a protest and a strike because of this. They're serious, and it's been suspended indefinitely. Good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Greetings to you.
This is Charles Matthew.
You're welcome, Charles.
Talking about Tinubu and President Tinubu and President Macron's relationship.
Oh yes, yes.
That's a good one to me.
Okay,
know?
okay.
Because France has a lot of investments in Nigeria. They talked about countries like Burkina Faso, Mali. The kind of investments French companies have in Nigeria, they don't have it in that. All Burkina Faso, Mali, all those places.
Do share them. Please, can you share them with us? Can you share these investments of the French with us, please?
You know, there are so many of them, like Total. Total is a French company.
Okay.
You get Prime Atlantic is a French company.
What Atlantis?
Prime Atlantic.
Prime Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bogi is a construction company. They build airport and all that.
Okay.
Know? So there are many of them. Someone like, okay, let me not talk about Peugeot, which has left. You get the impact of Peugeot is there in Nigeria. You know, as much as they are no longer effective in Kaduna. This is a French company. So when their investment in Nigeria runs into billions of dollars. You get and Nigeria is France's biggest trading partner in Africa. It's not, you can't dispute it, it's there.
Nigeria is what?
Nigeria is France's biggest trading partner in Africa. Nigeria. We have a population of about 200 million people.
Okay.
You know, we're not even making it of our population. People come to Nigeria to do business because of the population. If you come into Nigeria, even if you start producing toothpick and target 1 million people to be using it, you'll be a billionaire overnight. So this is what the companies from outside leverage on coming to invest in Nigeria. Indians are here, the Chinese are here, Americans are here, the Germans are here. You get? So Nigeria is a fertile ground to invest in.
Okay.
Because the issue we just talk about is issue of security, because the issue of security, total issue of power, you know. I mean, we are not sure we should be suffering. So, and you know that President Macron worked in Lagos some years back before he became president. Are you aware?
I am aware.
So he knows Nigeria very well. You remember when he became president? The first time he became president.
Could it also be because other African countries were rejecting them, especially when it had to do with security and military issues? And now he has resurrected this very nice connection he already has with Nigeria. Do you think Nigerians have any reason to be worried about that part of the story?
No, we don't need to worry. Nigeria is not like those countries.
Okay.
In Nigeria. The level of awareness, we can't go in just like...
What awareness? Are you aware that internal terrorists are running us out of our communities in Nigeria? Are you aware of that? Internal terrorists. I'm not talking foreign terrorists. I'm not talking external terrorists.
I pointed it now.
Okay.
The issue we have is issue of security and power.
That's why I asked you. I said, are Nigerians wrong to be worried about that part of the story too? That's why I asked you. Are Nigerians supposed to be worried that at a time where other countries are asking the French to to leave them alone when it concerns security and military management, we are welcoming them? I'm asking you, are Nigerians supposed to be worried about it?
They have always been here. Let me just Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce has been there since 1986.
Okay.
So they have always been here.
I never said the French have never been here. I'm saying with the new alliances, with the new alliance and the bills signed very openly with the recent way that Africa is trying to disengage with some foreign affiliations, I'm asking you if you think it is the best for the country.
We need people to come into Nigeria first.
Okay.
We need people.
All right.
That is just the truth. Without these people, we'll be going down. We need foreign investors here
Okay.
who will come here and do things that are tangible. From the president of Nigeria today, I'll open up our borders to investors to come in and invest. I'm being very honest with you.
Okay.
We cannot go with limited technology. You get? That's why we need to open up to people who are more advanced technologically.
Okay.
Without them, we'll be crawling. I read sometimes that people have 6 Dangotes in Nigeria, won't where we are today. One in each of our regions. So we need companies from France to come here instead of leaving them to close down, move to other countries. So if people can put up a relationship with this and provide security and power, I mean for it.
Okay.
That's just the truth. So we can have more jobs in Nigeria. We can have more security issues. No, I can't compare Burkina Faso. Nothing is happening in those countries. The population of 200 million people. We don't have any reason to struggle in this nation. We have resources all over.
Yeah, but that is an assumption. When you say we don't have, when you say things like we don't have any reason to struggle, that is an assumption. You are assuming that we don't. But our reality is that we're struggling, despite all these things that you mentioned that we have. There've always been foreign investors here. I don't know, but yeah, perspectives, right? Perspectives.
Some years back, we had Peugeot, we had Volkswagen, we had Aramco functioning. These are big companies, but those companies are no longer there. Do you know the multiplier effect?
Why are they no longer here? Why are they no longer here?
They are no longer because the distance to the economic is not favorable to them, and they're moving to that. Volkswagen is not in South Africa.
I mean, they were never just here. You say it like Nigeria is the most privileged place to have people come. Investors are all over the place. You people are not the only purchasers in Africa. Africa itself is a consumer hub. You can't just claim all that by Nigeria. Other African countries we are huge consumers down here. So it can't just be Nigeria. We are not the only successful African country.
We are apart from Egypt and South Africa. No other person can match us in Africa for now.
Okay.
And we have more population than these two countries I mentioned. Currently about something million people. Egypt is about 100 million people. We have 200 and something million. Do you know what the Indians are moving forward than the Chinese? China has a population of 1.5 billion people. The same thing you produce in China, you can sell it in China. India has a population of 1.4 billion people. America has a population of 300 something million people. They are making it to their population. So even if you have a product you're producing and selling just 500,000 copies of that product, whatever it is, that's why you have many millionaires in those countries. So in Nigeria, with our population, we should produce millionaires every month. At least 1,000 millionaires every month. That's how high happens in those countries.
Okay.
So I just wish this tribal alliance or romance with Macron pays off. That's what my take this morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I really want to believe all that you've said. This sounded really good. I really want to believe you. Have a nice day, Charles. Good morning to you too. It sounds really good. It sounds really good. Like for a moment there, if you go with that, for a moment there, you could really run with that. You could really dream with that. You know. Good morning to you. And let's take this. Good morning.
the man that just laughed.
Yes,
not
Charles.
understand why those people are rejecting the funds.
I thought so too.
Maybe it didn't. For example, I agree with him that they have a lot of investment in Nigeria. Look at that Niger Republic. When they were there in Niger, they were the people mining their uranium. That uranium is used in making this, what do you call it, this energy for nuclear energy, which powers their electricity.
Mm-hmm.
But we are doing this, that Niger does not produce any electricity. We sell electricity to them.
That's true.
So, instead of the French using that uranium to produce light electricity for Niger, they will take the whole of that in raw form,
and sell them.
move back to France, and use it to produce their own electricity. You see the problem? Instead of processing it in Niger and processing it and using it for the benefit of those people, that's where we have problems. Just like most of these oil companies in this our country, you see them producing this our oil, crude oil, moving it out instead of what do you call it, establishing refining companies in this country, refine some of those products, the crude oil, and export. They will not agree. They will export the whole crude in raw form outside, thereby denying us the opportunity of getting bigger employment. So maybe that guy does not understand why people are rejecting them. I don't know what I wish he's online.
No, he's saying it like the countries that are asking them to leave were doing so fantastically, and then they ask them to leave.
That's what I'm saying. The trouble is that, like the one I cited at Niger, you should leave us because the uranium you are getting from, and apart from taking it raw, they are equally the people that determine the price they will pay to the Niger people.
That is true.
That
is the truth. They decide the price of the product.
And look at what this man Tinubu has signed with them, that they will come here to mine our solid mineral. You see?
And no specific solid mineral.
Yes. The agreement that there are people to come here to mine our solid mineral.
That is true.
You see?
No specifics.
So if they come here, for example, we have gold, we have a lot of solid minerals there. If they come here and mine them, instead of refining them, that's processing them here into a finished product, what they will do is that they will buy it at whatever price they put it and take it. That's our major problem. That's the only thing I have against them. If they can produce it here, and unfortunately, because of we do not even have enough security to know even the quantity they are mining. Like we see some of this insecurity in the north. There is this allegation that the major cause of this insecurity is that they just create that artificial insecurity so as to enable them to illegal mining of these solid minerals in the north. You see, so that's our problem. If these people come here and start mining those things, what are the chances? How do we know the quantity they are producing and they are producing it price? Otherwise, that would be a very nice one. I wish that guy who came here, who just spoke last, will understand where our own fear
is coming from. That is right. That is coming.
Thank you very much. Then the issue of football. Because of time issue, I don't know.
You can quickly do that. Yes, please.
This issue of the North, in the Senate, the North has 58 senators, and the South has only 51.
That's why I asked.
So they and the majority, and the problem is that any president that comes on board will always be thinking of the next election. Because it is the North that determines who becomes the Nigerian president.
True.
And they will always have bulk vote.
Number advantage. That's right.
Good. So that's our fear. So they're always afraid of them. Look at the anti-open grazing law. The whole southern states passed. They could not implement it.
That is true. Till date.
So we can imagine. Because the North is against it.
That's right.
President is supporting
That's
them.
right.
And here, let all that control.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Coach. This is the truth. This is the truth. These situations. It's not like we get meant to pretend that things are set and meant the way they're supposed to sound. No. We have seen these deals We know when our people are talking to us here, we know we can't take, and that's why they keep telling us these things, because they think we think like that. You know, we already know the deals, what deals we've signed with China. We're already in that. We're really deep in that. And this is coming from an administration that has shown body language of selfishness, of greed. We have seen this with our eyes, with the amount of embezzlement and misplaced priorities and reckless spending, and it's just reckless in all kinds of ways. We cannot be excited when we've heard of their financial moves. We're not excited to hear that. I don't know, maybe you don't understand why we're not so excited about this romance with the French. It is because in the course of this administration, there has been a lot of dissonance. There has been a lot of disconnection. There is a lot of untruth that has been told, a lot of promises and fail, and it's too little a time for us to distrust the government so soon. It's not even 2 years yet that this government has sat in, and they've made us so untrusting of her policies. So we don't know what this deal really means, because we have been fooled, we have been disrespected, we have been told lies. They have lied to us countless of times. This year alone, they've told more than 10 lies to an entire country. You mentioned how many we were. There are too many of us for these people to not have any respect for our collective numbers, these numbers that change the world, these numbers that everybody needs so much, these numbers that are so important to everyone. What exactly are we doing with them? What exactly is the plan? Why are you surprised that Nigerians are asking you at a time where you floated a Port Harcourt refinery that has, even till now, we are finding out that it's a lie? Even now, investigations, reports, verifications coming out day by day as to how this is not true. You've fooled us too many times that now when you move, we are skeptic, we don't trust it, we don't understand it as a country. And you cannot blame us, because even while I'm saying it, the Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani had pardoned repentant bandits, saying that terrorists are now undergoing rehabilitation programs. This is just happening over the weekend. So while we are dealing with the things we're dealing with, everybody is acting the way they are acting. So I'm asking Nigerians this morning, are we going to continue to do the same things and expect different results? Or, we should continue as everybody is. Anyways, that's a question for you to ponder today. This program comes to you every weekday, Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. till 10. All right, keep a date. Let's talk about how to move our country forward and how to be better people while we're at it. All right, my name is Mavis Atudume. Try to be nice to yourself and to everyone else out there. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Good morning.